Trorks, an aggressive race of one of the many foes you'll face during your adventures journeying through Orbis. In the first episode of Hytale Explained, we look at the life of Trorks. Similar to a troll in appearance, the Trorks inhabit Zone 1, specifically Emerald Grove, though I believe there's a possibility that they could lay waiting for you further along your journey. We see in this concept art here that there are at least 5 different classes of Trorks, 6 if you count his cute little doggy. The Hytale website says, and I quote, "Each of these Trorks types has a different pattern of behavior, and this is reflected in the way that they look and act in-game. This could mean that the chieftain, which obviously means leader, could boss around the other Trorks, and it, of course, would be more powerful and dominant than the others. It makes me wonder if Trorks maybe fight for the honor of leadership. They have to do something if you kill their leader, after all. We also see the Hunter. I think it's obvious that his methods will involve sending Sparky after you while he either aids with a melee or long-range weapon. So be careful when taking a stroll through the woods, or a wolfjaw might just be the last thing you ever see. I would also imagine we might have to defend our livestock from them if you run a farm, so keep your guard dogs alert and your fences locked. Then there's the sentry, but don't worry too much. If you want to keep peace with these ugly beasts and you stay away from their camp, you should be fine, as their main job will most likely revolve around keeping guard. But I would be careful sneaking in if I were you. The blog post describes them as eagle-eyed sentries, so stay out of eyesight for your own good. We also see the intimidating-looking warrior. If you settle down with a village of Quebecs, you'll most likely have to interact with this lumberjack, as my guess is that they're the main soldiers when raiding Quebec villages. So get the seedlings to safety and grab your swords, because they probably pack a punch. Lastly, we have the shaman. According to the Google definition of shaman, they would have interactions with spirits and be a kind of healer, so while in battle, maybe take out the shaman ASAP, as they might be able to heal their friends in a hurry. They do appear to have magic staffs of sorts, so combat may not be their forte. Trorks also, and we can assume this goes for other creatures too, will go inside their structures during storms to seek the warm and dry comforts of home. Trorks are also, according to the Hytale Wikipedia, partly scavenger, meaning if you leave food lying around or a house abandoned, they might take advantage of the free stuff as we see in this video. This strategy could also potentially make it easier to attack a Trork base, luring them away one by one. The Trorks are also sworn enemies of the Quebecs, a semi-peaceful race, but if you touch their babies, you better be ready to die. And that means hurt, by the way, not necessarily like pet on the head. As stated earlier, settling down with a village of Quebecs might make you inclined to help if being raided by Trorks, but I wonder if there'll be a Trorks breeding system in the game. We see in this screenshot that this little guy appears to be somewhat smaller than his bigger equivalent, as though he's a growing teen or young adult, but that's kind of a weak speculation. More speculations, we see this Trork in what looks like a smaller campsite, so some Trorks may be somewhat nomadic and may randomly settle down near your home, so be careful. This Trork in the video appears to be defeated after 2 to 3 hits from this guy's sword. Lastly, this is the sound a Trork makes. That is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. But just real quick, I'm going to announce my upload schedule. So I want to get a podcast out every Thursday, which is probably going to happen. Then I want to make a separate video, possibly weekly, but every 2 weeks at least. And Hytale Explained will be on Sundays. Not necessarily every Sunday, just Sundays. So goodbye.